Welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to create a narrated slideshow within Windows MovieMaker. Before you get started with this, what I would highly suggest is you practice your presentation, whatever presentation you're going to want to create and turn into a movie. Because then what you're going to want to know is you're going to want to know how much time you're going to be spending on each slide so that you can tell Windows MovieMaker how much time to show that slide for. So once you've practiced and you have, say, you've got some times written down for how long you're going to spend on each slide, and that information is available, then you want to start in Windows MovieMaker. And Windows MovieMaker may not be on your Windows computer. If it's a newer computer, you may have to download it. But as long as you have Windows Vista or Windows 7, it should be a free download from Microsoft. If you're not sure where to find it, just do a Google search for download Windows MovieMaker. Once this is open and you can see the interface here, so this is what MovieMaker looks like, you can click on here to browse for videos and photos to add to the timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click that. It opens up my pictures library, and I'm going to go ahead and select all of these items and click open. And that puts all of these slides in my timeline. And if I don't like the placement of them, I can just click and drag and drop where I want to change them to. So if I want this koala at the beginning, I can do that. So this is where it comes into play, where you need to know how much time you're going to be talking about this koala bear. If by default these slides only last 7 seconds, so to change that, say I want to talk about this koala bear for 30 seconds, I need to double click that koala, and that will change the toolbar up here, and it'll give me a duration option. Go ahead and click on that and choose 30. And that will extend the koala image in the timeline, so it's actually, you can see that it does take longer than the rest of these guys. And so for this flower, I'm going to click on him. I'm still under the Edit tab, so I can change that duration and say I need to talk about this flower for 28 seconds, which may not be on this actual drop-down box, I don't know. But I can actually input any number in here that I want, so I can just say 28 and click off of it, and that does the rest. So that's how you change the duration of each of these slides. Now if you want to add some text to these slides, so add some captions, you want to click on the slide where you're going to add the caption, and then you want to go to Home, and then there's a caption button. You click on Caption, and within Caption, what you want to do is choose which caption that you're going to add here. If you mouse over them, they'll kind of just show you what they look like. There are some classy ones and some not so classy ones. I just like this. The first one is the least obtrusive. Or excuse me, the least intrusive, so I prefer it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. It adds this text area to the timeline, and to edit the text, you just have to click on it down here in the preview area, and highlight it and backspace everything out. I'm going to call this koala. And I can type, maybe some points in here if I want to add some points. And I can change, the formatting here all I want, and move it where it makes more sense, make it larger. You kind of get the point how that works. If white isn't the best color for it, I can change to black or whatever. So you kind of get how that works. That's how you add a text, kind of a text to a slide. Now to add narration, what you have to do is you want to make sure that this cursor is at the beginning of your movie, and when you start recording it will just start to play, so you can kind of see where in the timeline you are as you're talking. But you want to click on Home and then Record Narration, and that gives you a record button. So I go ahead and click on Record, and as soon as I click on Record, it's going to show me the timestamp here, and everything I say, as long as I have a microphone that works on my computer, is going to be recorded and put into this this slide. Now it will continue. If I keep talking beyond this slide, it will just continue on to the next slide. So you don't have to have multiple sound files. You can just talk, start talking at the beginning all the way through to the end, and not have to pause it or stop it or anything like that. So that's a good feature. When you get done and you're finished talking, all you have to do is come up here and click on Stop. And that's going to ask you to save this file as a separate window, audio file, which I'm going to go ahead and do, and I'll just call it Narration 2, and save, and that puts my narration here into the timeline. So if I play now, you can hear my voice that's actually captured into this video. So So that's pretty much the most of. That's pretty much how to do most of this. There are some other bells and whistles and some things, ways you can dress this up more, but that's enough to get you at least started to where you can make a presentation and move this into a presentation movie. Once you have it done and you have it where you want it, you can. There's a share option up here with these different options to put it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. I suggest you don't do that. Instead, just save the movie and then upload it yourself, because I had problems trying to log into YouTube through this interface. It just seemed to break and wouldn't let me do anything. So I click on Save Movie. I would highly recommend just use For Computer, and then it's going to take you to the standard save dialog that you're used to. It's going to want to save it as an MPEG-4. You can do other options, but I would just suggest leave it as MPEG-4. That's the most widely recognized, and YouTube won't have any problem with that. Name it what you want and save it.
And then it's just a matter of uploading it to YouTube or to Google Drive or whatever it is that your instructor is expecting you to do with it. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Thank you for joining me.